That's enough of that. Short clap this week. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final episode of the Bad Questions, Worst Answers podcast. Each week, I, Connor, along with my friend Charlie,
hey,
present a bad question to the others. Then we attempt to explore these bad questions with the worst answers. But before we get into these questions, stick around for the questions. Why not? Who cares? Charlie, what was the best part of your week this week?
Connor, I had the pleasure. My school finished last Friday, and I had the immense. I guess by the time the viewer is taking in this content that we produce, it'll have been 2 Fridays ago. But after that, me and 3 of my closest friends took the opportunity to go up to Yosemite National Park, do some hiking, do some walking around, little sightseeing, just taking some of that sweet nature that's out there. And we had a great time, let me tell you. Just great being with the bros, hanging out with the guys.
I love it. Just nothing better than getting your closest dogs for a freaking roundup trip at the end of the semester.
Just the boys and the nature,
I love it.
Mother Natty.
It sounds like an IPA.
Yeah. A really bad one.
Mother Natty. Any stories? Or is...
No, not really, Connor. Unfortunately. Pretty just bro time. We played a lot of board games, which was fun. Bro time is something you and I do a lot. I mean, we're a couple of bros.
Yeah, we
love to bro out.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time broing out.
Just dudes being guys being bros, am I right, brother?
I love it.
We played a lot of board games, which is fun. I'm a big board game guy, and so I was able to force them into playing a lot of those up there.
Yeah.
You like board games?
Yeah, I mean, when it's presented to me, what's your favorite board game?
I like Pandemic a lot, or Scythe.
I've never heard of either of those.
Is Candyland more your thing?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Candylands, the Monopolies, the Chutes and Ladders. I'm that kind of guy.
I don't think I've ever played Chutes and Ladders.
It's a blast.
Kind of a hot take.
All right, well, that's enough of that.
Maybe you can introduce me to your lowbrow children's games, and I can present you with some intellectual content.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe someday. Yeah, I'll think about it. Anyway.
I don't want to force it on you.
Yeah,
what was the best part of your week, Connor?
The best part of my week, guys, the subscribers. We came back.
Nice.
We're at 516 now. We were last week. We jumbled between 515, and jumped down to 510. I think 511.
It was the real low point.
Yeah, I had a bad week on YouTube.
Yeah, I remember it like it was last week. I mean, it was vivid.
It was traumatic, definitely. But
we're back up.
Yeah, we're back up to 516, still growing. And for any of you guys who are listening to the podcast, you guys know, true fans of the BQWA, you guys are making this whole thing happen. You guys are making this.
We love you.
You're making the world go round.
We love the listener.
Yes, the listener is a quintessential part of the BQWA podcast. But yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to the subscribers. Yeah, I love it. Charlie,
and you know what? These 6 new ones are here to stay.
Yeah, hopefully.
Those 5 that we lost last week, I mean, they were old, outdated. We didn't need them anymore. They were dead weight. But these 6 new ones, they're pulling.
Yeah, they're here.
They're pulling for Connor Moffat.
Yeah, it's definitely it's heartwarming, to say the least.
Good, I'm glad.
But yeah, what was the worst part of your week, Charlie?
Worst part of my week, Connor, and this is a sensitive subject. Right now, there's a virus going around. It's
what?
It's happened. It's been a thing. It's very much like the common cold. And let me tell you, it's called the Corona. The Rona, the Vid,
beer?
C-Vid.
Never heard of
Cove.
it.
It's got a lot of good names. I've also got something that's very similar to the common cold. I've got a wee sniffle going on right now, and 2020 is a bad time to have a wee sniffle.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably in Trader Joe's looking over your shoulder to see if the COVID police are there to get you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. It draws a lot of attention. Although actually, I've done good. I've done good for the community around me. I've stayed to myself, kept within my my sphere, not seen many people. Trying to be safe about it, doing what I can for the greater good. But it's shitty. I hate being sick, and this isn't even bad. Like it's literally just like a runny nose, but it sucks, and I hate it. And I'm hoping to move on from it. Mostly just because like right now it's. Like any other time in my life, this illness would have meant nothing. I would have thought nothing of it.
And especially now that you're on a podcast, a public podcast to millions of people, and you have a sniffle, that's bad. That's
really
I mean,
bad. I'm honestly a little worried. I mean, about transferring it virtually here.
I'm sure I'm sure there are some listeners out there that are a little bit cautious now listening. Probably type in the comments. It's probably something.
I'm going to put out a preemptive apology. I'm going to throw out a preemptive apology.
I love those. Yeah,
we could use more of them around here, honestly, I think.
Yeah, guys,
I apologize to the listener for being sick and participating in the pod right now.
Control the narrative. We're all about that here at BQWA.
Yep.
I just like that phrase, BQWA. It's like
It feels good.
It really, honestly, it does kind of feel good. Like we're some sort of business corporation. Like someone can make like an ad.
Oh, what's going on here, Brett?
What the
Always
fuck?
Great to have you on the pod, buddy.
Yeah, we love
our favorite guy.
Yeah, I'm really glad you joined. We love that you're here.
Huge friend of the show.
Yeah, a big supporter, big friend of the show here. Brett is on. If you guys don't know Brett, he used to be one of the main hosts of Bad Questions, Worst Answers podcast, and
he used to regularly occupy that lower third of your screen. Now.
And then he went away. Is Colby coming back? Probably not. But
will you ever shut up, Cawner? I have a list of grievances right here.
What is this guy talking about? Fuck you.
All right, number one, I get zero cut of the revenue of this podcast. Charlie, jump in on this one. Feel free. Cawner monopolizes the dissemination.
I
of
have
our
yet
content.
to receive a check for my participation.
I have.
He passed 500 subscribers, and he's on that way to monetization, but he just doesn't split it with us. He's a monster.
Connor just talked about the fact he gained 6 subscribers this week, and somehow he's not willing to pay us anything.
Well, we haven't gotten on to the worst part of my week, which is...
Charlie, it sounds like you gained 3 subscribers, and Connor gained 3 subscribers.
That's how I look at it. But when Connor was talking about it just a second ago, he said, I gained 6, which is weird. In a 50-50 split, Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I feel very uncomfortable with
All right,
this
so
attack.
number 2.
Oh,
number 2.
Sake. You said I don't shut up. You don't shut up.
Hey, I have a list. Look at that. I prepared for once. Connor, you prepared? Do you have any notes written down for this episode?
No, we're going raw, no rubber, baby.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 2. I'm always in the bottom half of the screen. I don't get the eye attention. I think it should be like randomized. It should be rotated. That's only fair. If we're not getting a cut of the money, give me some of that vanity shot, that time, that air time. Right,
I'll
3,
jump in here, Brett. Connor says the intro every time.
Oh,
I mean, we're a 2-man show now, and Connor says the intro every show. I'm just chopped liver over here. I'll write my own separate list of grievances about my participation in the BQWA
After this podcast's over, I'm going to take it to Twitter, preemptively apologize to take care of this storm of berating that I'm taking in right now.
Your PR tweets will not save you, Connor. I'm sorry. Can't turn back the clock on this transparency that we're showing
Your
today.
public perception via our podcast is garbage. You have no credibility.
Right here, baby, in my heart, I know. And in Charlie's heart, he knows too. going along with this charade.
This is a pod intervention that we're doing right now, and
Yeah.
we're looking to just be open and honest about the state of the pod.
Here, I'll write it down. Podtervention. That's my first note. Title of the podcast.
All right. I'm about to get into number 3.
All right, it's written down. Here we go.
Episode number 10. Let's revisit it. Do you remember that, Connor? Do you remember? I remember it. Can you give a recap of what your question was, episode number 10?
Yeah, hold on. What's the best kind of cheeseburger?
It speaks for itself. I thought
Yeah, I don't get
I carried that conversation. And you didn't pull weight. You brought up the question, and guess what? You took a step back.
Did I?
Yeah, I remember, Connor. I remember. I was all on that breakfast burger chain. But you're like,
Breakfast? Well, okay.
You're
Just go to the fourth one.
Don't tell me about my list. I might not have a fourth grievance, Connor.
This is so Connor. To jump in and predict like this. Like he knows your list already.
Yeah, you don't know the list. You don't know the list.
Talk about
I'm just gonna...
what is it? Megalomaniacal?
You know what? Once you left, Brett, Charlie and I got real close, and I thought our bond was strong. Now that you've joined the mix, I feel like I'm alone on this island now. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
I'm on whoever's side seems like they're winning. That's what I do.
Ooh, okay. Can we get a real time poll? Charlie, where are you at right now?
Well, right now I'm on your side because you came in hot. Connor seems on his heels right now, but if he turns it around, I'm jumping ship right away. I'll be honest.
Okay. All right. I think this is a good launching point going forward.
All right. The worst part of my week. So the worst part of my week, guys, the subscribers. The worst part of my week. You know how I said the best part of my week we reached 516. Before that, we were jumping around all over the place. I was getting my heart pulled. I would be at 515, lose 2. I'm at 513. Like, are we starting over from a month ago? Are we starting all over again? Like, what are this, guys?
Connor, are you pulling a classic reverse right now where the best and worst part of your week is the same thing? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. When I thought of it, I thought of you, Charlie, because you kicked off the first best and worst week segment with the double whammy.
We love a double here at BQWA, both from Five Guys and from best and worst part of the week.
All right. Well, since we have Brett here to talk about what's up with Brett segment, Brett, what have you been up to?
Yeah, normally we'd shit on you here, Brett.
Yeah.
But now you can shit on yourself.
I guess you have to speak for yourself.
So I guess like what I've been doing generally, not much. One of like the new things that I guess is like novel to my life is iPhone updated. Charlie, you can sit out this conversation. I know you're on that Android grind or that Google phone. But anyway, you can add like widgets to your home screen, right? I don't know, like you can add like the weather app and it updates you, or you can just like you don't have to like access it, just like shows on your screen. I don't know if you can see. Anyway, I put on the screen time widget, and I already knew that I spent way too much time on my phone, but now I get to watch the clock creep upwards every day, and it's so painful, and I don't know how to stop this problem. How can I get off of my phone? Because even staring death in its face, the death of like living life, I can't get off the phone. I don't know.
Yeah, when we talked, I think what was it, last week or something? You seemed to. It was a problem that you've been going through. You're just staring at your phone, and you need something to kick the habit.
Yeah, and like the tough thing I think is that I enjoy being on my phone for not like all of it, but there's like a good amount where I'm like, I don't mind watching informational YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Or like keeping up with things. Like I think there's some good things, but how do you I need like a filter. I need to like just let the cream rise to the top.
I've gotten
What times are you getting to?
I'm not even gonna say it on the podcast. I would say on average like 5 hours is probably like, and that might be lowballing it. I don't know. But I will say
5:20 today, but that's pretty high for me.
Yeah, I don't watch TV a ton generally, and I don't use my computer a ton outside of classwork. I don't use it for like entertainment and stuff, so it's like all just going through my phone. That's like a consolation.
Yeah, I've had the bad habit of when I wake up, first thing I'll do is go to my phone and I'll just like scroll TikTok for an hour, and I feel like garbage like when I do that.
So let me prod deeper into that, Connor. When you're waking up and looking at your phone right away, have you already made the decision that you're up for the day, or is it still up, like, you know, you might fall back asleep?
No, I've made the decision that I'm up for the day. That's why I think that's why I feel so bad about it, because I could be up, taking a shower, maybe started on some work. I don't know. But instead TikTok has sucked me in once again.
So there's like an easy remedy to this that's like very popular. It's like keeping your phone in a different room, right, than what you sleep, so you don't have that incentive. But for me, I don't have like an alarm clock. Like, it's my phone.
Yeah,
How do I circumvent that?
You can just like, well, if you have like a dresser or something, or like a desk, you
Not
can
gonna work.
If you put your phone on your desk for like your alarm clock.
What's up?
Oh no, here we go.
Oh jeez.
Classic. You know what? Do you just want to get into the questions?
It'd be nice if any of us had actual recommendations here. I know there's tons of apps out there that like limit your screen time and stuff like that, and put alarms and shit on it, but
I'll just deactivate it. I don't know.
Well, a way to remedy what you're talking about is put your phone on like a desk or something, so you'll have to get up out of bed to go get your phone when you wake up in the morning.
Question, Connor. Do you ever have to, I know, like, you sleep quite a bit, you have to go to the bathroom do you ever have to go to the bathroom in the morning or in the middle of the night?
Yeah, sometimes.
And then you go back to bed.
You should get that checked out, man.
Fuck off.
I guess I don't know. Would it help to have it's so easy to walk out of bed and then back into the bed.
I know. I did it for classes last year, and it worked about 70% of the time. Sometimes I would go and get my alarm and then go right back into bed, but sometimes it would actually work.
Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm shooting down your idea before I even try it. I do think like 70% clip would be like way better than what I'm at right now.
I've got a suggestion, I suppose. My alarm is like a QR code. Like, I'll set like 3 alarms, and 2 will be just like tap away, and then one's a QR code, so I have to get out of bed and go to my bathroom and scan it. And like, once I'm standing up, I'm pretty much good to go. But I don't know if that's the same for you guys. Like, once I'm vertical and like all of like done that, then it's like, okay, I'll just get in the shower. Like, I'm right here. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
I like the idea, of having to go, like, be mobile, into like you're like parlaying getting out of bed into like the next activity. It's like, I'm gonna shower. Like, that is like the next step, but without anything in between.
Yeah, that's done a lot for me, because I used to be a super criminal, like, snoozer and stuff like that. And another thing I've done is just like turn off snooze on all my alarms, so I can't even do it. Like, I just have to get rid of them in that moment. But that helps with like the sleep end. I don't really know what to do about the waking up, like screen time thing. That's a tougher one. I mean, there's a million apps out there that help with that, but I don't have any recommendations.
It's totally a willpower thing, right? That's the end of the day. So we'll see. Anyway,
do you have like a target you want to get to?
Gosh, I think like realistically, if it was like 3.5 a day, I could be fine with that. Like, it'd be amazing.
Looking at mine like a minute ago, it looked like my averages were about like 4 hours, maybe a little under 4 hours a day, and I'm pretty happy with that. I definitely don't feel like I'm spending too much time on it.
Yeah, and I'll have to check again. Like some of it could be like Spotify, like podcasts, which that seems kind of weird that they would count that. It doesn't count that. I'm just on my phone. Anyway, that's up with me. That's my update.
Well, that was good. Charlie, let's get into your question.
Connor, my question this week comes with a backstory, as most of my questions do. So, I was talking this week. Yeah, I was talking this week with my girlfriend, friend of the show, Lydia, and she wants me to meet her friends. Can we talk about the amount of bullshit going on there? I mean, seriously. Why does she even need other people in her life when she's got me? Can we start there?
Exactly.
I think if you avoid those friends, let's say in the event that things don't work out down the line, you have less of the pot to split at the end, right?
That's true.
Well, we already had her on the show, so
she's got to stick around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So will she split time with Charlie on the show?
Anyway, yeah, I'll just have to take every other week off, I guess.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, Brett, you've been gone. We had a lot of diversity hires on the show. Let's just say a lot of them ended poorly after the show.
We had 3 separate female guests on the show, and all of them actually asked us not to speak to them anymore.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad fallout.
Yeah, 3 for 3. Anyway,
even my girlfriend. Yeah, even
our
own girlfriends.
I haven't seen her since the episode.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her since the podcast episode aired. It's really a shame. But yeah.
Apparently, we're very toxic.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
She wants me to meet her friends, and we were talking about, like, I'm very introverted, and my preference in most situations is to not go do something with people I don't know very well. Like, if there's an option to do anything or go interact with people I don't know well, I will do anything else. And so she's been asking me to do this, and I've been not like putting it off, but we were talking about it, and I was realizing that because of the fact I'm not like on the the college campus anymore, and I'm not seeing people and interacting normally in a social way, and just sort of being turned on socially in general, that I am way more hesitant, and it's a way bigger ask for me to go and interact with people I don't know very well. I realized that last year, if she'd been asking me these things, it would have been like a way easier thing for me to jump in and do. But now...
yeah, because you're more cautious, because you're like, where have these people been? Like, I don't fucking know.
Well, it's not... I mean, it's
use that as an excuse almost to say, like, I
true.
don't need to do that.
Yeah, that's like an easy excuse, but a lot of it is just I'm not doing a lot of social things that require me to try. Like, most of the people I see are just my friends, and so I just hang out. So because of that, it's like it's a problematic big deal for me to go and interact with people I don't know very well. Is that something that you can relate to? Or how? I guess my question is, how has quarantine and all this affected your socialization?
It has definitely, like, a little bit. Like, I remember, like, mid-October when I was under the weather for like a week and a half or so. Like, I canceled a lot of plans with friends in order to quarantine, so I wouldn't be able to hang out with them. But I don't know, for the most part, like, I like you said, like, I don't really branch out to my, like, the people that I'll hang out with is like just like my general circle. Like, I don't know, I don't really go out of that too much. But yeah, I mean, I've been in the same situation where the GF will ask to meet the friends, and I'm like, we share very similar social views. So yeah, I was very hesitant. I was like, I really tried to find any way to limit my experience with those people, and like, they're fun, but it's not I don't know them that well.
It's not the boys.
Yeah, it's not the boys. You're not getting what you're getting when you're hanging out with the boys. crushing a...
We know.
Yeah.
Three of us know.
Crushing a Bud Heavy at Yosemite National Park. It just hits different. It's different.
So, okay. I want to dive deeper maybe first into Charlie's specific experience. Is it what is like what's the context of hanging out with these people? Is it just you're going over to chop it up, to maybe like just eat food together, like kick it, or is it I'm wondering, can you build this hangout? Can you hedge it with like an activity of sorts to maybe break down those barriers? Like, let's say you're playing like a game together, and by operating less within just like conversation, more within like the game, maybe that can like help it be easier to connect with them.
I think that's a really big part of it. I think one of the problems like that we have is she and her friends like not like party quite a bit, but definitely more than I do. And so a lot of the invites are like, we're going to go and have a kickback or something, which to me just sounds like literally like sawing off my own toes
don't
for
that.
a few hours.
Aww.
And so like I'm always hesitant to do that, but I'm like, if the invite was like, we're going to go have lunch or something like that, I'd be way more into it. So I do think a big part of my problem is like the settings that the invitations are about. But yeah, that would definitely make a difference. I think the biggest realization for me was just how much more hesitant I am to like want to be social than I would be in years past, because of the fact I'm just not really social right now.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot more, because like, guys, big announcement, I don't work at Wally World anymore. I quit it. Not at that job anymore.
Did you get to keep the smock?
Yeah, I have the smock in my car and the box cutter. They gave me a box cutter.
I have
nice.
It too. Yeah. You have your name badge. Do you get any pins when you work there? Dude, we should.
I didn't get any pins.
We should wear them on the pod.
That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, I like the only time like I like really ever socialized like within like the past like week and a half has been with Sarah, and that's like really like low effort because like we just normally hang out like most of the time. But yeah, if I were to, like you said, like it would really take a lot for me to go out to like a party. And like what you said, like the setting, like it matters a shit ton, because if I'm going out to lunch with someone, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm meeting someone. I'm like, we're gonna like, we're both interested in getting to know each other. But if you're at a party and you're showing up and like half of the crowd is already like three, 4 beers in, 3 Busch Lights in.
Yeah, I get that works for some people, but that's just not my
that's like, not my way thing.
Of interacting.
And I'm not gonna like. And like they're trying to get drinking games in with me. I'm like, I don't care. They want to smash like a beer on their head and drink it if it breaks. I'm like, what are
exactly
they doing?
Like the last few times I've walked into her apartment, there's somebody hiding behind the door and they just smash a natty light on my head as I walk in. Like that's just not how I meet
it breaks people. And they're like, drink it. We need you. And
like, are you going to waste that? Are you just going to let that fall?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just not, like, my way of socializing. I get that's a thing for some people, but I just want to, like, talk. I'm not about smashing beers on heads and that kind of a thing.
I'm curious, and maybe this is COVID-related, maybe not. Do you think in this situation that you have, like, an obligation to perform, and that's what's, like, the tough thing? Like, let's say you're the boyfriend, right? And these people hear about you a lot. Do you think that it's, I'm going to get heckled, or like I need to answer questions about being the boyfriend, so I got to be like on my A game, I got to come prepared, I got to like prove my worth again to like new people? Is that part of it?
That's a big part of it, and that's... Sorry, were you going to go ahead?
Oh, no, yeah, you can go.
I think that's a big part of it, and that's why we've got a good dynamic where there's a lot of chemistry.
You just know when the other's gonna.
Yeah, no, we know right when the other's going to jump in and kind of who should take the baton in these scenarios. We've really got that all worked out.
Yeah, we do a lot of rehearsals
like,
before this now,
point.
so.
Yeah. I think that's a big part, is like feeling a need to like just present myself well and as an interesting person. And I think what's so tough about like the kickback setting for me, and this wasn't really the point of my question, but like I think it's interesting anyway. I think what's so tough about that setting is everybody there, the whole point is just like to relax and have a good time, and everybody's already doing that, and so it's weird for me to like jump in and also be relaxing and having a good time. Even
well, yeah, they're all
the
confiding in their own group, and you're like this outlier, and no one really is that interested in getting to know you. Like you said, like we're just like the girlfriend's boyfriend here. Like they don't really care, and like we don't really care to like give that much of an impression on them, because like
again, I'm upset she has friends outside of me anyway. It's
difficult, but yeah, it's definitely because I've been to my fair share of kickbacks, get invited to these pool parties and stuff.
When it's with the bros.
Yeah, and
there's nothing better.
When it's with the bros, it's a cakewalk. But when it's bros that I don't know and they're all confiding in each other, shooting the basketball hoop around and just like spitting
when they're throwing
Jack
the hoop
Harlow,
around.
Yeah, spitting Jack Harlow lyrics. I don't know what they're talking about. And I just kind of like sit back at the pool. I'm like, sitting like this the whole time. I at least like I make myself a little bit approachable, but I don't care to really give myself to people that don't really have any interest in confiding in me. And that's like, I know that's a really asshole-ish way to go about normal social settings, but
I think that's a problem that you and I share, Connor, is if we show up at these settings where everyone knows each other and is already having a good time, we feel no desire to join in on that.
Exact. Yeah.
I am incredibly content to just have my own good time separately and not think a thing about it. I think this is a different sort of a deal, but I know that in situations like that where it's not an ideal thing for me, not even like this is just meeting people that I don't know as the scenario. Mm-hmm. When in those situations, I like the way I have a good time is not by getting to know those people and having a good time, but by complaining about it like under my breath and passive aggressively commenting on it to the person I know. And so Lydia complains to me all the time, like, I feel like you don't care about my friends or care about these people because whenever we're with them, you just complain about it the whole time. And I'm like, no, that's me having a good time. That's me, like, getting into it and enjoying it is me
making
being
fun
a
of it.
complete dick about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that relatable?
Yeah.
I have a proposal. I think next time you're in the situation, we're in your ear. You have like an earpiece, and
that's a good idea.
Or how about this? You like go to the bathroom and we have like a debrief and like be good fodder for the pod, right? It'd be like
just like every time someone asks me a complex question, I'm not sure where to go, and I'm just like, I'm gonna have to excuse myself quickly. Just run to the bathroom, jump on the pod.
I think it'd be great to have an in the moment sort of like let's break this down and let's see at least just once, and I don't know, it'd be kind of cool.
I love the douchey look of wearing an AirPod the whole time too. I think that's a huge win.
That'd be hilarious.
Again, can I get on my soapbox? The amount of people I see with AirPods in talking to people like outside of like not a conversation with the headphones, but like with the AirPods in or the one in.
Yep.
The one is way worse than two.
Totally agree.
Anyway. So like the crazy thing when you think about it right now, these headphones, right? Or those headphones that you guys have on now, you are very much aware of the sound space that you're in, right? Like you know that you're listening to something through these headphones, and people outside know too. They see, okay, he has his cords in, he's listening to whatever in Brett's world. But with AirPods, that barrier between the soundscape that you're listening to and like the real world, it's the same. So people treat it like they can just keep them in at all times, and it's terrible. The social fabric is weakening because of it, and I think, yeah, it is ultimate. Anyway, to conclude, the ultimate douchey move is to wear AirPods. Anyway, that was a tangent.
I completely agree. I hate the one AirPod guy. Also, just the Pro ones I think are fine, but that stupid stem hanging down, I just hate the way it looks. Like, it just looks dumb and grimy to me.
You can tell that like they're listening to music, but they're also like a little bit open to conversation, but like they don't really care enough to take all of them out. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you never see people like take them out because they're like so tiny you can't like hold on to it. Like these, I can just go right, and you know that you got my attention. And I think that's like very like, you know, it's a courtesy move.
I'm in a normal year when classes are in person and happening normally. I spend a lot of time in architecture, in like the architecture studio rooms, you know, where there's 20 of us in that classroom, and you can go in 24/7 and work on your shit. And so at almost like any time of day or night, there's like 3 or 4 other people in there working. And sometimes it's like, if it's a good group of people, there'll be like a lot of chatter and stuff going on. Mm-hmm. But what you'll have happen is I'll be in there with my friends, and we'll all be having a good time working on our stuff or not working. And there'll be someone that, you know, is like in our studio class, but not like a part of our friend group. And they'll be in there with one AirPod in, just like listening to us doing our thing. And I'm just like, it's not wrong. There's nothing inherently wrong about it, but it just is making me uncomfortable. It's like this weird, like, they're listening to our, I don't know. It's like it seems a little bit invasive somehow.
Yeah.
So smug. I think it just looks so like up and pompous. Ugh.
Yeah, fuck those people.
All right, so we didn't answer anything that I asked, but we can go ahead and move on.
Hey, we had good convo though.
That's par for the BQWA course.
Yeah, just some good quality content. Definitely gonna.
We need to get some sponsors for this. We should get some sponsors for this.
Yeah, we need Manscaped on here. Stat.
We shout them out almost every episode. So at this point,
we've had several conversations about what
their guerrilla marketing campaign, like just like through podcasts. I assume it works.
Yeah, I feel like everyone knows about it who listens or just sees like even like Instagram too. They're insane.
Dude, Instagram is one big advertisement. Like that whole app. Whatever. Oh, also in the news, they're like filing like an antitrust suit against Facebook. Do you guys see that?
Oh, nice.
Anyway, Instagram related. Yeah, I do think they have a monopoly on data. I don't trust Zuck, but it's just me.
All right, Connor, your question.
Oh, yeah, I was about to get into that combo. Oh, okay. Yeah, question first. Do we need greeting, birthday, and holiday cards? Like,
that's a great question off the top.
When you're giving someone a gift, it's like you generally like give like a gift and a card, or at least like with family members. Like normally, I feel like, it's like the gift is somewhat of like it's not really a middleman. I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's an attachment to the gift. But I mean, I guess that's why I'm asking the question in the first place, because I don't really see like a point other than like courtesy. Let's
dissect this a bit. Are you talking about cards as a standalone thing to receive? Or is it I have a gift bag with, you know, a watch inside, but then I also have a card?
It's kind of both.
I think.
Go ahead, Brett.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'll take a heavy stand on just the loaner card. I think that unless it's accompanied by something, I think it just means nothing. And I know, at least in my family, there's this huge, like, political thing about who gets Christmas cards every year.
Yeah, don't you have to like send like a thank you card constant, like like for gifts or like birthdays and Christmas?
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff?
my mom's made me send someone a thank you card for a thank you card they sent me. I
That-
gave them a gift. They sent me a thank you card, and then I then had to send them a thank you card for their gracious thank you card.
Okay. To touch on that would be. I think I would protest that one. That seems a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. No, we don't put up with that shit anymore. Also, for the longest time, it was forced to be a handwritten note, and I think people really do appreciate a handwritten thank you note, but there are also
You're
people in my
typing
life
them
that
up?
do not.
Wait.
What?
What do you mean, not a handwritten note? Are you emailing them? Like, what are you doing now?
There are people in my life that a simple text saying, "Hey, thanks for the whatever," is plenty. But I was still sending them these handwritten notes.
Yeah, I thought you meant that you were like typing
like
it out
typing
and,
it up in Word and then
putting it
printing
in.
it and then putting
Oh
it in
no
an
no
envelope.
no. No. Not
Thanks,
quite to that
Jim.
level.
Jim's like underlined. Just replaced.
You do the sincerely typed and then sign after.
Yeah,
I think that's a classic. Print with space for the sig.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate the standalone card or just like the. My grandma is a delightful woman, and she sends me probably every month just a little card that says like "Hope you're doing well," and that's like a sweet and nice thing. And I think there's a place for that. But I think holiday cards should be banished. I think they're a complete waste of time.
Yeah, if it's for your like.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brett.
Oh, I got the floor.
The chemistry.
Hey, we're just giving and taking
We're
here.
building it back. I think though. So I think this argument rests on that it doesn't mean anything to you to receive it, right? That you would be just as fine not having the card, right? Am I correct with that assumption?
Yeah.
Let's say by sending the card, it makes the other person happy. Can I not be a little bit empathetic and just say, you know what? If for them to send a card to me makes them feel like they did something great and like they feel good about it, and I care about that person, is it not an easy thing to do just to go, that's awesome. I'm going to take the card and I'm going to recycle it or whatever.
Counterpoint, maybe they need to like up their standards for what counts as a nice action to take for someone. Can I throw that out there?
All right, what's yours? Yeah, okay, define the standard then. Let's get into it.
Actually give them something. Or like spend time with them or something. It takes like 2 minutes to write a shitty note and throw it in an envelope.
Wait, spend time with them? Like call them on the phone? You think that's a substitute?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, okay, fair counterpoint.
Well, I mean,
counterpoint.
I like that, Charlie, because a lot of the times a card is like saying like normally like with family members and stuff, it's like, hey, checking in on you, like, oh, love you, blah blah blah. Like they're like, it's just like you're on the phone, you're like saying the goodbye on a phone call. You're like, okay, bye, love you, whatever, and then hang up. But like a phone call, like obviously they want to talk to you. But why are we sending a card? Like, if you want to talk to me, or just like if you want to share some sort of sentiment towards me, then like the courtesy, then like the social standard of sending a card, then like let's talk on the phone. You know, like let's build a relationship here with my family member, other than just like, oh, I sent him a card on like for Easter or whatever.
Yeah, the card's a nice thing, but it lasts for 5 seconds. I mean, you like read the card. The card is never longer than 2 sentences. And then
you probably
throw the
don't
card
remember
away.
what was on the card. Like they probably have some funny joke on the card that it really is forgettable. Like no one, like people are probably like when people pick out the card, they're like, oh, they're gonna like this one, ha ha ha, and then like they'll get it, and it totally surpasses the person's like brain. I don't know.
I just remembered.
I
got a card right here.
Here we go.
Wow.
I'm buying. I'm in the market. I guess. I hate to say it.
Aw, dude.
I fell.
Is there any greater example of wasted human capital than people that write holiday cards?
You know, okay. So this was like my second thought. I'm just gonna like transform that question and make it my own. So like, what would be like? Would you be acceptable if they're rather than having these cards with like, the canned jokes, you got the funny little doodle on the front, right? And it connects to the second page. Instead, you could just buy like card size, so they fit in an envelope, and it's like the sturdy paper, and it's just blank. And then you have to write it on all yourself. Would you take that card?
Call
like,
the person.
From scratch. Well, okay. What? No, you can. I received like a pen pal letter from a friend over the summer, and it was amazing, right? Because there's something about not being not having that real time catch up. It's the call and response, right? It's kind of cool to have. Okay, I'm reading this. Oh, it's a week has passed since they sent it. Probably maybe things changed. I'm going to send it my update now. But
okay, but I think a note is different than a card.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
A note, you're spending more time writing it. You're probably writing a paragraph or two about the person or just about their experience. A card is a card has a pre-formatted
it's pre-canned. You're buying the sentimentality. You're paying Hallmark $1.25.
Yeah, and all you're writing on the card is you're either signing your name and putting love you and that's it.
But okay, so what if it was just a blank piece of paper and it was more like a note style where it's hey, I'm thinking about you on your birthday. This is updates for me. I would love to hear.
And
back
if they
from
drew
you.
Something funny on the front, they don't even
how
have to
about
be good
that,
at art.
Right?
I'd
They do
that.
they write Cawner in funky little black letters.
Yeah.
I think that's
so. Can we separate this argument?
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, so
more.
The commercialization of the holiday card, the birthday card, or whatever, is that the big issue? Because I can get behind that. I'm on board with you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's the pre-canned Hallmark card or the family Christmas card that you send to a massive group of people, most of whom you really aren't that close to.
Yeah, the only thing I associate sorry,
just go. Just go.
Thank you. The only thing I associate with the only thing I associate cards with is just the courtesy of it.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, it is just here I did.
It's just a status thing. Okay, I sent a Christmas card or. Yeah.
So Christmas cards, I think, are different than a gift card, right?
Yeah, totally. And I think they are the worst form of card.
Christmas card is just showing off.
Yeah.
Our family got a card a year or two ago, and it was it was the family was happy holidays and a new year to you guys from our new home. And it was just a photo of their home. It was a nice house, so they're flexing. They were not in the photo. It was just ripped from, the realtor photo. It was just a photo of their house.
That's awesome.
That's epic.
My God.
Merry Christmas from my new Lamborghini.
Literally what it was. Dude, if it was just Merry Christmas from, Jackson, our dog, and it was just a photo of the dog, that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
From our new
$1,000 in cash. Just what? Anyway.
I think there's a lot of nice ways to do a Christmas card, but it just still feels like a massive waste of paper. No one's self-worth is changed by receiving anyone else's Christmas card,
Yeah, you're never truly remembering or affected by a card. Unless it something's written on a note. Unless it's transformed into a note of some sort, then I don't think there's any sort of attachment to it.
Exactly, and I think that's our thesis on all of this. Here, I'll be honest, I've never received a Christmas card from either of you guys. And frankly, I feel completely fine about it. It doesn't, no one gives a shit. See what I did there though? I kind of built it up a little bit.
Yeah, I was ready to be laid into.
Question, how about this one though? Let's say, who are you sending the cards out to for the Christmas cards? I don't think you're sending them to your close friends. I think you're sending it to the fringe of your social network and family. But you know, if you're going through the whole process, you're gonna send it to your close friends, but that's not the actual intended art.
Well, it's kind of like
for it.
Instagram. It's like Instagram before Instagram.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, yeah. Like you're not posting for. I'm not posting for you guys. I'll share what I want with you guys, but it's that. Oh my gosh, Cawner, this is like it's blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
What is like?
Well,
social
it wasn't
networking?
like.
Is it for your close network? I don't think so.
Well, wasn't it like when, I don't know what year it was, but like early 1900s or like late 1800s, like wasn't it like taking a picture with like a watermelon considered like a status symbol? Like, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
I don't.
Never heard
I could
anything
have swore
like
I
that.
learned this.
I didn't know about the watermelon movement.
I thought that was like a thing of like, oh, like
No, it sounds like correct.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
I'm looking this up.
I mean, like, yeah, like
This is good
avocados
content.
are like,
Yeah, I got in the computer. Yeah, I'm not gonna find anything within reason. Okay,
I believe, yeah, I get the photo thing with an object. The watermelon is like a little bit.
I feel like I learned that in 8th grade. I don't know why. I feel like I know I learned that in class. I know I learned that in class.
I trust Connor's memory though. He's a good one with that. So
Yeah, Connor's got a killer memory.
Can
Can we get a round of applause for Connor's awesome memory?
Woo!
I love it.
If I was an 8th grade teacher though, I'd totally just be like spouting out just like random facts. Like especially like before, like when we were going through, like no one had like phones to like fact check you, right? You just riffed all day.
Yeah.
And, like,
Also, that's the kind of shit. I mean, look at that. That's the kind of shit Connor holds on to. Does Connor remember anything else distinctly from 8th grade? Probably not. Like, I feel like all the classes I take, it's like the random bullshit information that I actually remember and not the point of the class.
yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a good point to end it off. Thank you guys for listening. Brett, thank you for coming on the pod. Will you be on next week? We don't know. It's really left up to interpretation.
I hope not. Can I say that?
Yeah. I'm kind of tired of this whole dynamic.
It was good to have you back,
Can you be
Brett.
honest?
Yeah.
Like, what's the vibes between me versus the other guests? Did I hold a candle to their performances?
I'm trying to. Who was our best
I get
guest?
it.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Well,
Colin.
I thought
was our
Sarah
best
was pretty
guest.
good.
Yeah, she was good.
I think it's
that's where you're
different,
supposed
Brett,
to
because
say that
you're.
Lydia was a good guest.
Yeah,
Connor.
Sarah was so
You're supposed
good.
to be a-
Connor, can you tell Sarah how good of a guest she was for me? Just let her know.
Tell Lydia actually. Send my
She's
regards
fine.
to Lydia. She was a great guest.
It's all good, yeah.
She was on.
I think it's different with you, Brett, because we have like an expectation of what you'll bring to the table. Does that make sense? With the other
yeah.
guests, there's a big unknown component.
Yeah. With Charlie and I, honestly, it does feel we're going into a little bit of behind the scenes shop talk here, but
This is what you pay on Patreon for. In
Yeah,
the
this is
future,
what-
you'd pay
yeah.
on Patreon to get
yeah,
the pre and post
yeah,
pod.
you guys are getting the bonus episode right now.
Do that. Please, we need to monetize this.
Yeah, I mean, if we get enough people that want to,
Maybe
Buy
Brett would
Patreon.
show up every week if he was getting a little bit of money for it.
yeah, but yeah, it definitely does feel. I mean, it does feel natural, but it does feel like I for like the past like I don't know how many episodes, like 7 probably 7 or 6. For I guess for like the past like 6 weeks, I've been so used to seeing just like R and Charlie's dynamic, and then like you coming in. I guess like the way I see it on Discord, like full screen, it's like you're almost like a middleman, like almost kind of like deciphering and reasoning between Charlie and I's like discussion.
I'm the tennis net. I'm just there to serve as a boundary for your discussion, and you just lob things over me. I get it.
Yeah, and the viewer saw today, the listener had a great view of just the chemistry we have as a group. I mean, a lot of quick transitions, very simple, easy conversation.
And that's the end of the podcast, guys. That didn't land. All right.
No.
Now
All right.
Yeah, we can.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, see you guys later.
No claps from Brett there.
There we go.
Woo!